Hey guys, welcome to Money Mindset and More. And today's discussion point is what is capital for starting a business. And this is probably something which is discussed mostly by professionals, but in very layman terms, capital is something which is required to start any business. It's like real money which you need to kickstart something which you want to do, and it depends upon many factors which I will cover in this video. But before entering into any venture, you need to see what might be requirement for that particular industry or the category. I will cover a couple of points of how you can actually calculate a capital requirement for your startup or a business, and it might be very useful for your existing business also. The first and foremost thing is that you have to categorize your cost in two categories. The first one is one-time cost and then ongoing cost. One-time costs are registering a business, legal fee, any regulatory fee, for example, in healthcare or manufacturing, any initial inventory you need, any technology and equipment investment which we want to do, and then one-time marketing and branding expenses like logo designing and initial content writing, which are going to be constant for your, let's say, 2 or 3 year time frame. Those are the one-time expenses. Then comes your ongoing expenses. That might be your rent and lease payments, your salaries, benefits, your ongoing marketing costs like advertising, promotions, ads, and things like that, your software subscriptions. For example, if you are an e-commerce, you have to buy Shopify subscription, or if you're a technology company, you have to buy AWS subscription, for example. Those are ongoing costs. And then your utilities and other related costs, which will be very operational in nature, and they might go down or up based upon how your operations are. Once you have all those in one-time expenses and ongoing expenses, then you have to see what are the factors which are going to impact your capital requirement. And it basically depends upon 3 to 4 factors, and then you can subcategorize them if you have more data, but these might be the better ones. First and foremost is business type. What kind of business you are going to do, product, services, or a combination, or a subscription base, and things like that. Then what will be the location of that, whether it is New York City or a rural area or it is a suburban area. All those things define what kind of capital requirement you might have. If you want to venture into retail, location matters a lot. But if you want to venture into manufacturing, still location matters a lot, but not as a prime retail location or a customer location. You might have a different requirement closer to your supplier and things like that. So that location matters a lot. Then which industry you are going to enter. For example, healthcare and manufacturing will always have higher cost because of equipments and regulations. So you have to very much evaluate what kind of industries you are entering. You can start with industry with lesser regulation if you want less capital requirement. And the last one is the scale, how much you want to scale in initial 1 or 2 years. If it is a retail location, whether you want to stay one location for next 2 to 5 years, or you are planning to expand into another location in another 1 or 2 years, all those things matters a lot. Same for manufacturing, whether you want to manufacture for small businesses or a Walmart or a Costco, your manufacturing requirement varies a lot based upon whom you are going to serve. Then comes the source of capital, what kind of sources you can use. And obviously, the first one is your personal savings. You can bootstrap your venture. Then you can go for SBA loan or different kind of loans which are available in the market. If you have a unique idea or a unique perspective of an existing business, you can go to investors for asking for initial funding. You can also ask for grants which are available from non-profits and government organizations to initially fund your venture. And then you can also go to crowdfunding, Kickstarter, GoFundMe, something like that. You can do a lot of crowdfunding as well for your ideas. These are the basic source of capital. In my experience, you have to use combination of those. You have to go for personal saving plus loans plus investors, but it depends how much money you have and how much own money you want to put in, or how much equity you want to dilute if you want to bring in investors. Depends upon all those things. Then our last part is how to calculate your capital cost. First, you have to add your one-time expenses, ongoing expenses. Ideal scenario, my recommendation will be to go for at least 2 years of expenses as an initial capital requirement, because 12 months is very less time if you want to do a B2B business in the market. For example, if you want to sell to Walmart, it take at least 2 years, 1.5 years to open an account and start selling them. So you need runway for that much time for your business. At least you should have 1 year. Ideal scenario is 2 years. Then you add, let's say you got that number, then you add 20 to 30% of buffer on that number. If your initial 2 years requirement is $100, then you should buffer it for $120 or $130 as a capital requirement. Then you go to find the source for that. Let's say you need $130, you have $50, you need $80 more, so you can go to bank for loan against your 30% or another assets, or you can go to an investor and say, this is how my projection looks like, and I want you to invest $80 based upon, let's say, valuation of $200 or $100, whatever may be. Based upon all those fundings, you can then make a budget plan and run it. In ideal scenarios, you might have only runway of 9 to 12 months, and that's how you have to kickstart, not wait for gathering the capital for 2 years. Once you start showing more actions on the ground, more investors might join in, and you can have a runway of 3 years or 4 years. So that's how normally you do all these things. You can do multiple variation of these points, but these are the basics you should definitely know if you want to have capital, or in layman terms, money to start any business. Let me know if you have any other question. Happy to hear your comments and feedback, and please like, share and subscribe. Thank you so much. Take care.